There we go. Let me make a quick little changes here very fast, and we are live. Okay. Hey everybody, hope you guys all had a good Tuesday today. I'm still losing track of the days here. So much stuff going on. A few things we're going to be talking about today here is going to be Bitcoin, as always, a little bit more about the stock market here. And if you guys have any stock related questions, I'll be happy to answer some of those as well here. And then on top of that, we're also going to be diving in a little bit into some of the comments made today from a couple of major CEOs, and then doing a quick little FTX update as far as Sam is concerned. Loki's over here doing something. I don't know what. Loki, what did you get? Oh, he got a treat, and now he's just he got a treat a while ago. Didn't want to eat it. Now he's eating it now, all nice and loud. But okay. And hey, Tony, happy to see you back, my man. Okay. Let's hop right in here, everybody, to kind of see what's going on as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Because, let's face it, Bitcoin really hasn't been doing much over the past few days. And hey, Rodriguez, happy to see you back, man. We've kind of been going sideways, so let's talk about that a little more here. There we go. All right, so last few days, we all know what happened during the FTX drama. We're still dealing with that problem right now. However, we're still in this decent uptrend, everybody. I know I keep on saying it, but there's not much more to say on Bitcoin for now, except for our goal is to we got a few goals here. The first goal, I think the most important goal, is to try to stay above this trend line for as long as possible. The moment we start breaking down below this, you'll definitely see some worse stuff happening. For some reason, I don't know why, my moving averages are not on this chart. Did I actually get rid of them or something? Yeah, I don't know why, but my moving averages are off. So that could just be something that, as far as trading view, might be having an issue here. Somebody put that back up. Let's go with 20. Let's go with green for that. Let's go with the baby blue thick, and let's go with 50. There we go. And let's go over here very fast. 200, and let's go yellow and thick again. All right, perfect. Sorry about that. I don't know what the heck was going on there. 200 still pretty far off, but we're getting closer and closer for the next few days where we have the opportunity to have a golden cross here. Now, this golden cross would probably happen well after a larger move as far as Bitcoin's concerned, but I still think there's an opportunity for us to move a little bit higher here. My one concern going forward, just like what it was when we were talking about this last breakdown just a few days ago, we don't really have much news on our side for the next few days, guys. The big news that we have coming out next week is CPI data. Let me see. The big news for next week. No, don't want to deal with that. There you go. Is some from New York Fed inflation data, consumer price index CPI. That's going to be big. Import price index, stuff like that. And then we also have Jerome Powell coming out next week as well. That's when all the news comes out. So if we keep on going on the way we have been over the past few days, where if I go over here to maybe the 1 hour chart, you can see we've made some attempts. If we don't find a way to break out above this 17,622 level by this weekend, we're most likely headed back down to, let's say, at least 16,500. Not the end of the world, of course, but the one thing that could really give Bitcoin and crypto a boost in general is going to be Jerome Powell and inflation numbers. Without those two things, Bitcoin really is just going pretty easy on the sideways part. I would also let you guys know you should be watching the 1 hour charts and the 4 hour charts just for some of these moving averages here. We don't want to see any more death crosses before we have a big pump up above the 17,622 level here, okay? Now, we're already getting close to another death cross right here. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. We had one over here, and you can see that actually started off the trend line here. If we have another one, that'll most likely bring us down, breaking down below this trend line here, and that's where things start to get a little bit more ugly, maybe bringing us back down to the $16,500 range. 4 hour chart, still looking okay. I'm hopeful and optimistic we can actually break out above the 200 on the 4 hour chart. That could lead to a really nice golden cross we haven't seen for a while. I'd be paying more attention to the 4 hour chart, but the 1 hour chart can give you a little bit of a heads up saying, oh, be careful, we might be breaking down here very soon, okay? I'll make this go back over here a little bit more. I know this is set for the one day chart, but 4 hours just as good. Okay, so as far as Bitcoin's concerned, we're still in an okay spot. If you guys are going to be day trading or swing trading, it seems like it's mostly just going to be in this trading range, about there, right? A little bit of a trading range, not much there. Most people aren't going to be trading this, but if you guys like to scalp, there's always an opportunity to make some money here, okay? Now, as far as some other things are concerned, I've been watching Ethereum and some other plays here. I'm hoping that, okay, now the moving averages are going to be fun. Ethereum is even closer to having a golden cross here on the 4-hour charts. I'm kind of excited about it. You can see how the 20 wasn't really, the 200 moving average really wasn't that big of a deal on the 4-hour chart. We managed to break above it before just coming back down. But for Ethereum right now, we really just want to break out above 1300 or about, so maybe about like 35, 36 bucks above where we are now. And then we could start going a little bit higher, maybe even going back up here to these local highs of like 1400 or so. I'm not expecting anything crazy wild with Ethereum unless CPI data comes out that really gets us into that good mood. Our trend line for Ethereum is, it's pretty high up, so we can definitely go up a little bit higher. But I don't know if we're going to have the good news we want to in order for the markets to really have that big boost. And just like Bitcoin here, it's not the biggest thing, of course. We're close to a breakdown as well. We talked about this we talked about this yesterday. A lot of times when we're out there, we do see that Ethereum will break down a day before Bitcoin. And Ethereum could break down today. Let's hope it doesn't, but it could. And that could give us a little bit more of an ominous warning for Bitcoin over the next like 48 hours or so. You can see right here, we tried to hold on for it for about 8 hours or so, broke down, got back up, and now we got rejected off of the 200, it looks like. But the fact that we broke down means this trend line is that much weaker, and it means we're more likely to go down than up. I'm just hoping that we have some good news that can really break this overall trend, okay? Okay. At worst, we go down. At best, we go sideways. We're just hoping for a big boom here, guys. A lot of other tokens out there, coins, Ethereum Classic, a lot of them just consolidating. Some of these have already broken down, so you can see how while Ethereum may be still in that nice little flag or uptrend, we've already seen stuff breaking down, so everything's kind of going more in a sideways trend for altcoins, while it kind of waits for Bitcoin / Ethereum to make their choices here. Is anything, oops, my bad. Squeaky squeak. Anything else going on here? Maybe Crow Coin seems to be having a little bit of action here, but Crow got decimated through all that stuff. If you guys think Crow Coin is gonna survive, sorry guys. Loki says hello. Oh, he was here. Yeah, there he is. Loki says hello. Yeah, there we go. Okay, but as far as crypto.com, maybe you can be looking at some type of massive double bottom here out of a shoulder, head and shoulders. There's a whole bunch of weird stuff here. But mostly everything I'm looking at right now over the past like few hours, it's mostly just been moving sideways. That's about it. We had a pretty bad day in the stock market again. It seems like the overall trend is panning out. So I'm going to be continuing to stick to my day trades. Yesterday we had talked about Apple here. Trying to type with one finger and it's just not boding well here. Um, there you go. And we had been talking about a few things here. A breakdown here, which started off yesterday. I ended up selling off my day trading position right here, or go to like the 15-minute chart, makes it a little bit easier. That way it doesn't look so wacky. There you go. I ended up selling the majority of my puts right around here in this area. I didn't sell at the bottom. I kind of like scaled into it, of course. But it definitely kept on coming down today. So if you guys held overnight, which I kind of alluded some of you guys were, you guys walked away with even more profits than me. An awesome job. I ended up doing another day trade today on Apple as well. Simple, just waiting to see what happened if we break down below there. And then I started to scale out once we broke down below this level. And it kind of happened really fast, so it wasn't too crazy. Maybe like an hour's worth of trading. And I got out right here as we were kind of having this reversal. And then I was 100% out. And then we continued to go down for the rest of the day. So I missed out on a little bit of profits there. I was thinking maybe more, this zone right here. That's where we might have some type of bounce, But for now, if you guys are looking at Apple and stuff like that, You can see that we're just bouncing off of a trend line right now. And if we do break down below this one, I think you'll see a lot of people kind of get even more bearish on Apple and everything else, especially all this wild news that's coming out. And people are learning. I guess, we all know this because we all kind of have a little bit of an economics background, at least through listening to me. Um, we all know that my remote is going to fall down, and this is one of those weird remotes where if you drop it, the whole thing just explodes into a bunch of different pieces. But Apple is going to be moving a lot of their chip manufacturing, or where they buy the chips, away from China and maybe over to India and a little bit over here into America. I'm sure if you were watching Fox Business or CNBC or Bloomberg or whatever you guys are watching today, if you guys watch any of those things, they were talking about a huge, celebration type of event that Biden was there. A couple of congressmen and women were there. Yeah, Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, etc. Right. Well, people are understanding now that by moving everything out of China, everything gets more expensive. And when everything gets more expensive, those costs are going to get passed on over to the consumers. So while my iPhone, which is in my pocket here, gosh, I'm just being clumsy today, just whacking everything. I'm not used to sitting like this, but oh geez, I left a big dent in my case. But that's why it's a case. Normally I keep no case on this thing. But anyway, sorry, ADHD is like crazy today. What do you call? While this iPhone may have cost me like $1,200, $1,100 to buy it, in the next few years, this thing could be up as far as like $1,400, $1,500 to buy. Which means they're gonna have to slim this down even better or more, take some features out, or they're going to have to find a way to increase the quality of their production in such a way where it lowers the unit cost. I don't know how they do that. Maybe they can. But you would expect that iPhones are going to be, and Apple products in general, are going to be getting more and more expensive. And it's only going to be available to a smaller and smaller subset of Americans who can actually afford that stuff, especially as we're coming out of a recession as everything gets more expensive. It's going to be interesting because that type of inflation is not really going to be looked upon fondly, right? Okay. And hey, Michael, happy to see you back. Hope you're doing well. Uh, let's see. No FTX news. It's not the biggest news in the world. FTX, the one thing going on with it right now is Sam Bankman-Fried just hired a lawyer. That's basically it. That means he's probably going to be slimming down or cutting down on some of all these talking events he's been having, and maybe, just maybe, it means that he understands that he's in some real legal jeopardy. I just don't know what's going to happen with him right now. Long term, I'm pretty sure he's going to go to jail. Short term, it's going to be a little bit of a clusterfuck until they get everything in control. Near moved up. Let me see. Near. BlackRock short maturity bond ETF. Or we could be talking about near the crypto. This didn't really go up today, so you're probably talking about the crypto. There we go. 2 hour chart, daily chart. Oh wow, Near had a nasty drop over the last few weeks. What the heck? This was all FTX. It looks like FTX really just took this whole thing down. Yeah, because this thing's been falling even more from the June lows over here. Wow, this. Oh yeah, look at that. Found a beautiful support way back over here from 2021. It's having a nice bounce there. Be careful, but I mean, as long as we have some type of good news next week, this could really pop well above $2, maybe even like $2.30, maybe even $3 if it's a really good rally here. I would have to assume that people are salivating over this one right here to take that take that type of YOLO play. Until then, though, it's in a pretty nice uptrend. So until that uptrend is broken, I wouldn't mess around with it. So nice play. And hey, Discount, where's the next major support on SPY? I'd like to get on calls at some point. Um, for me, it's more of day trading instead of doing swing trading. But if you want to do calls for the SPY here, uh, I think you're just talking about SPY with the 300, not the SPX that goes up to like the thousands or whatnot. Um, there's not really a good, clean support level here. It's kind of more of this general trend that we've been watching where, oh, let me get the magnet off here. We get up here and you can see, where's my drawing tool? You know, resistance, slam back down, resistance, slam back down. If you're looking for a support level, you're probably going to be looking for something closer to maybe January, maybe March, if you want to like find a nice level of support. If you're going to be like for swing trading, like multiple weeks of holding calls, if you're looking for maybe a couple days of holding puts or calls or something like that, there's going to be two things I would say. You might be looking at, let me just get all these things out of here. I'd be looking at a few of the top market cap stocks in the S&P 500 to see if they have support levels all coming up fairly soon. That could also give you a little bit of an advantage here. Then also do the technical analysis for SPY here. So I'm gonna go over to the daily chart, get out of the weekly chart. Let's kind of zoom in here. One area you might be able to see some support is going to be right over here on 390. That's about $4 less than where we are now. Not too crazy. We did just break down, so just be aware of that. It might be kind of hard. I think though I think you could try to buy some calls here if you wanted, but that's only because people might be a little bit more hesitant about going full in or selling everything before we have all this big news and data coming out next week, like Jerome Powell coming out with the interest rate hikes and with actually, is that this week or no? Next week or no? Yeah, next Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday or whatever. And then we also have the CPI data coming out too. There's going to be a lot of information, and that could lead to some volatility. So you might see the market want to go or try to go sideways. But if that 390 doesn't really hold, then you're most likely going to see the SPY come all the way back down here to 380, another $10 drop. So those calls could lose a lot of money really, really fast. So what I've been doing is a lot more day trading here. So like, you just do SPY. You saw the breakdown right here. That's an opportunity today to open up some puts if you wanted to for a day trade. Now, you could be holding those just like what happened with Apple yesterday and hope that SPY continues to go down, or maybe you just want to scale out around here at the support level of 390. But I would say open yourself up to a little bit more calls and puts. That way it makes life a little bit easier. On the other hand, here you can see that we did have a good high here over the past few days for the SPY until it ran up against that resistance. If you want something more of a day trade for calls, you could wait for that breakout to occur. This is if it goes sideways for a while. Or you could try to buy some calls for a day trade, bouncing off of that 390 support level here. That's going to be your best bet if you ask me. We did try to hold some supports right around here, right? Support. We didn't really hold it here. That big next support level that I'd be trying to do a bounce off of would be around 390. And just to show you, you may end up having an issue where it comes down below and then it like comes back up and it's just like down there for a little bit. That'll be there to kind of fake you. So just be careful and have your stop loss set to maybe 388, somewhere around that price point. Because what happened the other day was there was a big bear trap here. Let me get this now. Let's go over here to the weekly chart for SPY. Actually, maybe let's just go to the daily chart. Okay, well, it might not be just as exact, but anyway, um, we got above this line just temporarily a couple days ago, and like people took a lot of calls. I saw the option flow data, and then all of a sudden you saw all of them just sell off all their calls as soon as like the first like half an hour of the trading day because the market just started to go down, down, down. So be careful if you're going to be trading options, but you're looking at right now. You're going to be looking for a bounce from the 390 support level. Yeah, sorry guys, my voice has just not been where it's at right now, or not been good. I've been having trouble articulating thoughts as of late. Yeah, I think I've just been tired. Oh, cool thing. So I forgot about this. Uh, I've been working on some tutorial stuff for you guys. These daily kind of like news updates. There wasn't really too much news updates for today. I thought about making a video talking about Sam Bankman-Fried's new attorney or something like that, but I just didn't feel like it was worth my time, honestly. Especially because most of you guys could find this information pretty easily on Twitter. But I'm starting a new series coming out, and these are videos that most of you guys will not care about, honestly, but there's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Some of you guys will care about this. That's another reason I'm doing it, not because like all of you guys are not going to like it or all of you guys are going to hate it or anything like that. But I'm starting a new series where if you go over to like investopedia.com, basically, you see all these definitions they have here. I'm going to be doing 1 to 5, maybe even 1 to 10 minute short videos explaining what these are. So if you guys ever want to know what one of these things is, or you guys are having trouble maybe reading a 10K report because there's a whole bunch of like words in there you guys just might not have been taught before, what I'm doing is basically going through this list and doing a short video explaining what it is and why you should care. Most of it is just what it is. And if you should care, I'll let you guys know. If you guys shouldn't care, I'll just not say anything about it. But most of you guys, a lot of you guys may just have a question and that'll kind of answer it. I'm starting with the A's, not the numbers for it now, because I'm not entirely sure how to apply that to a YouTube video, like a 401k plan, a 401a plan. I don't really want to get that much into the weeds with these things. But the video that's going to be coming out tomorrow is about absolute advantage, right? So I'll be going down through every single one of these what do you want to call them, definitions, if you will. And I'll be doing a video on this accounting equation, maybe not accounting equation, but very basic stuff that you guys might not know. But I'm not going to be getting into math, and you guys have to do like homework and stuff. I imagine most people are going to be searching for this information, like how to set the charts, like what those tutorials, stuff like that. And then so after I finish off the A's, the ones that are important to me, then we'll go over to the B's and the C's and the D's. This will take months and years of my life, but I feel like if I can just get one of these out every couple days, I'll be pretty happy. And that way, if you guys ever have questions in the future, you can be like, hey, I don't know what absolute return is. I go to YouTube and I search what is absolute return. You may see my video there at the top. Or acceleration clause, or adjusted closing price, or an analysis of variance. I want you guys to have a video representation of what these things mean. That way, amortized loan, what is it, how it works, loan types. I'll sum up all this in about 1.5 to 3 minutes. That way, you guys don't have to like go in here and read it and still be kind of confused afterwards. Because what I'll be doing is I'll be showing an example on top of this. They don't really show too many examples here. Sometimes they have videos, but most of the time they don't. All right. Sorry for that little side thing, but I wanted to let you guys know about that. I'm excited for it. Okay, back over here to Bitcoin. Actually, that's not the Bitcoin we want. We want to go here to YouTube. Let's go to the 4-hour, and there we go. All right. But guys, we're still going sideways today. We're not in any major danger here. All right, there we go. Unless we have some big bad news, but that's something else. And hey, Ken, happy to see you back. Let's see. How about less margin on profit? Dude, a corporation is going to laugh at you if you say that. All they want to do is make their profit so they can get more investments, so their stock grows, and they help out their shareholders. The way to build wealth right now is not to own cash or not to buy stuff. It's all through just owning shares of these companies. Like, remember, like most people that buy Apple phones in the first place really can't even afford them. So I think as time goes on, they'll have another version. But like how do I say this? There's going to be a larger portion of the base of Apple basically, who decide, hey, I don't want the new iPhone with all the bells and whistles. I'll get the more cost-friendly one. I think they have one right now called the SE. Like if you go over here to Apple. Apple. Not Apple Insider, just Apple. Sometimes it really just tries to force you to go to some random site instead of going to Apple. I feel like that's Google's way of like trying to mess with Apple. Okay. So iPhone 14, bigger and better. It's weird because they went back to the 2 lenses, which I think is why that they're starting to slow down as well. Oh, I don't know what happened to my phone. I just had it and now it's gone somewhere. I'm looking for bamboo. Maybe I took my drink. No. Did I drop it? No. My pocket? Who knows? Okay, well, lost my phone just like that. And hey, Babyfish, thank you for helping with the spam. But basically, if you go over here to store, actually, just go over to iPhone. I don't normally go on the Apple website. My uncle is a nut for this stuff. Okay, yeah, iPhone SE. So if you want the new iPhone 14 Pro, I normally get the Pro. That's what I like. I think I have the 12 Pro. I don't think I got 13. Um, 12 Pro. So this one right here by 6 point the plus, and I just want my midnight black. I want my nice 512 gigabyte. I'm not trading in. No Apple Care. So yeah, if I want this phone right now, it's gonna cost me about $1,200. Most people will do it on some type of cell phone plan, but that's even more than $1,200. So you're paying for the plan, and everything like that. But just for the phone itself, you're gonna pay about $1,200. Okay. Well, if you go over here for iPhones, and just let me go all the way back up. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to iPhone. So we go from 1,200 to the iPhone SE, starting at 429. I mean, you can see right there the camera is way, 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 way different. Dude, oh my gosh. They have to sell you so much more because they know it's cheaper and it's not as good, but they want you to be okay with buying it instead of buying the new iPhone. Um, okay. Can I just go down to the bottom? Oh, there we go. We made it. We made it. Okay. Okay. Buy iPhone SE. Same midnight. 256. Let's go to the good one. No trade in. And that costs 579 with the same amount of data in the phone. So 579 or 1200, I could totally see what people pay for this one. But I think over time you're gonna see the 579 go up towards 700 for the discount phone, and you'll see that that 1200 probably turn into, on this example, maybe $1,500-$1,600 with the bells and whistles phone, so to speak. Which is definitely worth it if you can afford it, but most people can't afford iPhones. They just buy it as a social status type of thing. Um, Most people up here in Seattle have iPhones. Uh, I like iPhone. I guess I like it mostly because my mom has it, and I pay for like a family music plan or like a family music and TV plan or something like that. So it makes it easier. That way, I'm not just paying for her to have it, and I'm not going to be able to use it. And hey, Brandon, Android for life. I like Android phones too. I like the Note series from Samsung. Some of my favorites. I just moved away from Samsung when they having that exploding phone. I just got fed up with it, and I moved to Apple. If Apple ever annoys me enough, I'll move back to Samsung. I'm just not a guy that uses my phone too much for like most stuff. I don't know what happened to my phone. I really don't know. It's like ADHD hit me hard today, but I have a pretty clean desk, which is making this even more annoying. What I got though, I guess, is I got some chia seed water here. Mm-mm. Only thing that reminded me of it because it has a bamboo back was a boar's head little thing I got for my hair, but I have no idea where it went. I will survive though. I wonder if Loki took it for another day. Okay. Uh, and AGT, even in Mike, did you see Ledger launch a new cold wallet coming in March? I didn't see it yet, but I got the like 4 emails about about it. Let me go over here very fast. Let me check it out. There it is. Introducing Ledger Stacks. Experience premium crypto and NFT security. I like the NFT part. Security like never before. And we'll compare the wallets here. Oh. Ooh. How much it cost? 279. Oh my gosh. Tax and duty not included. So it's probably gonna cost me like $300 or something like that. Um I mean, for a one-time thing, it's pretty nice. For a one-time deal, I would probably buy it if I didn't already have some of the other products. Uh Here. Put my headphones on here very fast. uh Loki needing you to call one of his girlfriends. He'll be back. He'll oh gosh. All right, let me listen to this very fast, guys. Oh, hold on. I can't play the music. I'm pretty sure. I don't hope the YouTube stream doesn't go down because I played some music. Uh, I mean, it looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. I'd want to watch a few reviews of it, but it seems like it looks really. I mean, it looks really classy and nice. I'd feel really good about showing it off to people over here in downtown Seattle because I feel like it's going to be one of those like Apple, the status thing. Oh yeah, I got my wallet right here. I guess I would never take my wallet somewhere, but still, if it's ever at a convention, like, hey man, yeah, oh maybe I can. I hope they can set up a program where like I can be selling something, and somebody says, "Hey, I'll send $5 to your wallet," and it just goes straight there to the Stacks wallet. That's what I'm really hoping for. But that's a long time away, probably. Nah, probably not too far away. And hey, little Cola, happy to see you, my man. Trying any new kinds of tea lately? No, what I've been having lately is a lot of lemon tea, lemon mate tea, with a little splash of fresh mint on top of it. I don't know why, but I've just been like really exhausted over the past like 2 months or so. I think no, not even too much. Just like the last month. As soon as all this FTX stuff started, I've been kind of more active on social media. Normally, I'm doing a lot of work stuff on the side here. I've been talking with clients and stuff, and kind of helping. I'm turning into like not even like a marketing guy, but more of a guy that gets paid to connect people with similar interest, which is kind of cool because I charge a very crazy hourly fee for it. Uh, but I'm worth it, right? Uh, but I don't. Yeah, it's been that or some type of relaxing tea that's like meant for diabetics. I got it from my mom, and it's been like really nice because everything in the tea is meant to just like zone you out, and make you nice and zen. But my mom doesn't like it because it has like dandelions or something in it. But yeah, it's been nice. I've been looking for more reasons to chill out. I think part of the reason is because I have this new setup right here. A lot of times I just have a light shining in my face when I don't need it, and I'm about to get new contacts here. I think over the next few weeks, which should be pretty fun. But I think it comes down to too much screen time. Like, so this could be computer screens, TV screens, phone screens, wherever my phone happens to be. My phone is somewhere very close, and I just have no idea. Hmm. All right, whatever. But yeah, I've just been exhausted lately. And hey, baby fish, can I do a T on mask, please? Mask. What's up with mask? Mask tether. Looks a lot like Bitcoin here. Hold on 1 second here. I just want to see if I can find a chart that has more data on it, or if it really just started over here in June or last June, I guess. There we go. A little bit more. I mean, this seems like an opening day type of fiasco to me, actually. Okay. So it did pop up from 96 cents all the way up here to $5. Wow. Okay. Let's see. And just so I know, I want to see what the market cap is for this one. I'm assuming mask. That's the same signal sign. Okay. Market cap is 251. That's pretty decent right now. It probably was a lot cheaper just a few days ago, right? On enough exchanges, which is good on Coinbase, Binance, KuCoin, they're fine. Okay. Let's start off on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart right now, it seems like it wants to do a consolidation play where maybe we come back down one more time and then we break out. You guys have probably seen this play happen tons of times where we're making higher lows and lower highs, but we still break out of this pattern. So something more like this, and then break out. If we're lucky, we might have that type of breakout here. All right. But anyway, here, if we go over here to the daily chart, see something else. Oh, wow. You can see this thing is just testing and testing and testing. All right, let's go right here. Slightly coming down, testing as it does. Got your basic trend lines right here. More basic stuff over here, I would say. Still haven't had a death cross here. 4-hour chart would be looking at. Downward channel. So you got two options here, baby fish. The first one is if it does come back up to contact this level up here, you could always open up a nice little short with a tight stop loss, because this thing has been known, as you can see over the last few days, to really go crazy as far as the upside here. How big was this drop after it had that nice little pop? 62% down. Oh my gosh, yeah. So very high risk, high volatile, but these are some really good plays here. So what I'd be hoping for here is probably just your classic breakout above this larger trend line. I know we're kind of in this downward pennant right now, which is kind of a nice consolidation pattern for us to move up a little bit more. But I wouldn't even worry about us breaking up here. I would try to just hope that we can break out. And if it does break out, I would have some pretty nice resistance points here, or scale out points. The first one you can do, this is probably going to be the most accurate, even though when you have big moves like this, they're not always that accurate. Go up here, come all the way down. You can see that's where we stopped right there last time as well. I would have a first scale up point around $4.28, then afterwards I'd have one around $5.31. Can I go even a little bit closer in here? That's the bottom. Maybe closer to 460 into that first one there, but I'd still be okay with it. After that, you got $5 and $5.46. The way this has been working on, I'd really just say I'd like to scale out about 20% of my position. Oh, why is that doing that? Oh, magnets. 20% between $4.58 and $5. I'd be perfectly happy with that first one. Anything above that for each one of these moves, I'd be happy to go another 20%, 20%, and then 20% up here. Although, so if we take it, let's just say, let's just go 20 by 20. So 20 here, then that's 40, that's 60, that's 80. If you wanted to leave 20% in here for the last run and see how far it goes, that's what I'd probably do. As soon as we broke above this, it would turn into a stop loss, basically. But until we really showed weakness on a breakout that could happen over the next few days, especially with Jerome Powell and stuff like that, I'd be pretty excited about this. It's high risk, so you got to understand that if for whatever reason this doesn't take place, let's say it's a false breakout or something, right? Just a move from here, let's say back to our level of support, that's like a 25% move right there. So be careful, but I think there's a good opportunity to make some money off of it. And if for whatever reason it doesn't break out, I'd probably short the crap out of it as soon as it broke down below this trend line here, and then close the shorts around there. I don't even know if I'd want to close the shorts, because look at that death cross that would happen. Yeah, I would scale out as you approach support and then maybe double down if we start to break down below support down here. That's how I'd view it. Your major level is right there, but we kind of already closed down below that. That was a bear trap here. I'd really just be hoping that we can hold this, especially with the death crosses that would be occurring. That'd be really, really nice. And you could already see on the weekly chart here, even though it looks like we might have a golden cross over the next 5 weeks to 8 weeks. Short term, we could always just break back down the 50, have a nasty move like the last time we broke down below the 50, and start coming all the way back down to 242. Reasonably, I'd be okay opening a short at this point in time if you're going to be holding it for a week or so. Other than that, I would just wait for a breakout or a breakdown, but you're kind of in a nice shorting zone if you ask me. It'll be hard to take that short knowing that this thing has a history of just going parabolic. That's the thing. But if you want to open up some shorts, watch it kind of grind down, awesome. But you definitely want to have a stop loss. I'd be more inclined to just buy at support or buy the breakout, or short this breakdown right here because I missed the opportunity to short, I guess, right there, like 2 days ago. So yeah, look, it's a really nice play. There's a lot of volatility there. As long as you got it trading, you'll be no problem whatsoever. Watch out for the death crosses. 4 hour chart. Watch out for the death crosses that are already about to happen here. Be careful with it. But shorting isn't a bad idea. Breakout only if it does break. Buying only if it breaks out or if it hits support down here. I'd be much just happier just to do the breakdown here instead of actually buying at this support. I would buy at this support here as long as the market was still in the sideways or good mood here. And hey, Urban Ape, there'll be a bounce tomorrow or more of the same. I mean, we could always have session lows tomorrow, like we go down, then we bounce off of it. SPY is pretty close to support levels. If we go over here to the NASDAQ, if I can just zoom in here, that's good enough. You can see we're at a support level right now, so we could always start off the day low and kind of bounce off of it. So yeah, we could definitely have a more moderate day tomorrow. Excuse me. Drinking too much water and talking too much. Let me get some more of my chia seed water here. Because if we start breaking down below this, then NASDAQ has to come all the way back down here, perhaps, and then maybe we have to go all the way back down there. It can get messy in a heartbeat here. Um, that's why the only reason we haven't really, well, we've actually had a bad day today, but the only reason we're not gonna have a bad day after bad day after bad day after bad day, in my opinion, is because everybody is still watching to see what happens with Jerome Powell and CPI data coming out next week. We need to see inflation coming down, and we need to see a 50 basis point rate hike plus a very chilled out speech that he'll give out to the media. We need both of those things to happen. Although I'll take good inflation over a bad speech. I mean, they're both really important. Oh, Dow on the other hand, like Dow is like overbought compared to everything else. Like even if we bring up the everything of mine is off on this one. That's weird. Just bring up the RSI. We were like in overbought territory for the past few days. We're ready to come down a little bit more here. There we go. And maybe I can go over here very fast. Invite only scripts. Let's get that one out. Oh, nothing too bad. We don't have any real divergence just yet. Although we do have a little bit of a bearish signal, it says. That'd be interesting. There you go. 4 hour chart. And hey, Ebony, Angel, what's the hourly rate? I charge for my services anywhere from $100 to $150 an hour. May seem like a lot, but I got knowledge in the space and I got contacts in the space as well up here in Seattle and California and New York and Florida. So if people need my help, it's usually about a 1 hour to 2 hour job. Usually up to 5 jobs a week. Usually just kind of helping people out. And if they want some consultations, it's the same price, but that may take like 5 to 10 hours a week. But yeah, pays well. But yeah, consulting is not something I thought I would do, but people just kind of want my advice on certain topics and how people work, how the area works. They want to know what I think about people that are getting into crypto, new to crypto, experienced crypto people, all that type of stuff. They pay for my advice, and I kind of help guide their projects as far as how could a corporation perhaps market to people out there in the space that don't know anything about crypto, don't know anything about NFTs. I'll let you guys know right now. The best way to market to somebody about NFTs is to just not let them know they're buying or they're getting an NFT. It's really simple. um, but yeah, it's a good hourly rate. Back when I was working downtown Seattle, back when fresh out of college, I was making like 35, $40 an hour. I even had a couple of jobs, yeah, but yeah, those, it's good. It's good pay. I think back when I was working in college, I kind of had like dreams about having this type of income, or hourly rate, so to speak. Because when I lived in Montana, I've showed you guys this before. Bozeman Bowl, Montana. I used to work at this place, um, Bozeman Bowl. I think it was before they really even had a website here. Like these people were working here when I was working there. Um, but basically, I was getting paid like $8 an hour. So yeah, $8 an hour. Not the easiest of work. I was one of the mechanic guys in the back, so I'd fix up the machines in the back. And if there was something broke or something stuck, I'd turn off the machine, get my hands all oily and stuff like that, and do some work. Um, which is why I'm always happy that I'm a trader now, because there's a difference of like blue collar work versus white collar work. Blue collar work is more fulfilling, but you don't make as much money. I like making money more than the quality of like my soul, so to speak. Like it's like a bad thing to say, but you get what I'm saying. But that's why I like help people out and do stuff like that instead of just like trading all day like a weirdo. But yeah, good pay. Didn't used to make good pay, but it's been getting better every step of my life. And I'm 28 years old right now. Hopefully, it keeps going up. But consulting is something completely different, I guess I would say. Consulting's fun. You do a little bit of business work here and there. It's the reason why I'm dressed like this freaking today. You guys have never seen me wear a sweater vest. I don't think you guys have ever seen me like this. This is about as corporate as I ever look. Is when I wear a sweater vest over just a basic collared shirt. Looks nice though. Looks nice in the phone calls. Go. Yeah, I need to go find Loki because I don't open my phone. Oh my gosh, my phone's been in front of my face the entire time, like literally staring at me, and it's been on the whole time too. Yeah, like it's literally. Oh, you know what? Now it's not. It's behind the microphone right here. But I've been sitting like this, looking at it. Oh god, yeah. But okay, I found it. No, sorry guys, I found my phone. Um, Ledger hired the original iPod designer, which is a nice touch. Probably explains the price tag. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, it looks nice. Everything about it looks more elegant, looks kind of futuristic and stuff like that. But as long as it works well and there's no problems with it, I'll probably buy it. But I never buy stuff like that until I see a good review, a good solid review by somebody out there, and then I'll be like, oh wow, this is absolutely fantastic. Somebody I trust online, then I'll see then I'll probably buy one. And no worries, baby fish. See, and hey, Rodriguez, can I do TI on the Nasdaq? Yeah, it's pretty similar to the TI we just did on the SPY a few minutes ago. But as far as the Nasdaq is concerned, let me start over here. Let's go to the monthly chart, just so you guys can zoom out here. Let's go up there. Okay. So to kind of start a story here, we are at the end of a historic bull run. This has been absolutely amazing. Last time we were absolutely amazing, we kind of had a pretty big drop. Okay. Now, the one thing that could stop this drop going forward is going to be a soft landing or no recession at all. At this point, I'm pricing in a recession myself, a moderate one. Although some people have been talking about maybe there's going to be a really bad one, especially if this like financial bubble pops of debt that we've been talking about. But as far as where we're going right now, you guys can see that we've been going down pretty steadily over the past year or so, since 2021, since December of 2021, right? And currently, we're in this downtrend. This downtrend sucks, but every time we get close to it, we end up getting knocked back down. It's happened once, twice, 3 times, sold, we're done. Right? All right. Now, going back over here a little bit more, you can see that we're doing the same thing all over again, and we're just starting that cycle again of going back down. At least that's what the trend would tell you. We got a lower side of this right now, right? And we're just slowly going to be bobbing and weaving into this until we break out. For now, though, as far as any trades that you may want to take, you really got 2 support levels you need to think about here. There you go. Your first one is right here around 11,480. It's not going to be the strongest, but it's going to be more of a zone for you. We just had a golden cross just about a week ago, and it did give us a little bit of a spike here. But ever since we started reaching that resistance level up there, it's been pretty bad. I think if we go over here, I don't know if I can make this more precise or if it doesn't matter or not. There. Matches up with one of these older ones. I kind of like going a little bit more larger. So from here, the original one, You can go over here since we did break out of it before, but the trend was just kind of just pulled us right back down. You can even see a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder right there, and we just retested and just kept on coming back down. But yeah, you can see how far away we are from it if you do the actual magnetized one. But yeah, so if we break down below that support of around 11,480 over the next day or two, most likely what's going to happen is we're going to be coming back down here to at least 11,200, about 250, 300 point drop or so, which would be considered to be like maybe 3-4%. So for here, yeah, about 3%, 3%. If we go back down here to support levels, it's going to be around 5.5%. I'm not really too enthusiastic about buying the Nasdaq right now. Like, I wouldn't be enthusiastic about buying it. I guess I don't buy the Nasdaq; I buy SPY. But I'm not too enthusiastic to be buying it. Honestly, I'd rather just wait for it to come down to the support level, see if we break down, or maybe buy some stuff there. Oops. Let's see though. You got some, yeah, okay. I might even move that down a little bit because there's this hidden little support level down here around 11,445 or so. Maybe find a bounce here, maybe find a bounce here or so. We go over here. Because I think pretty soon we're just going to be seeing some breakdowns here. We managed to bounce there barely. We just started to break down today off of this was a month-long consolidation. We should be coming down a little bit more according to the technicals. The technicals are not going to help you out at all come next week because of all the bad stuff happening, the stuff that could happen with the Fed and Jerome Powell, like we talked about earlier in inflation. However, it looks like we just actually did start a breakdown today. We have a little bit of support coming up around the 11,400 mark. If we break down below that, I could see us definitely coming back down towards $11,000 basically. And that's with no talk about Jerome Powell or CPI data and stuff like that. You might have a hidden support level somewhere around here on $11,000 as well. And that just kind of goes from the lows we experienced over here in June, which we broke down in October. If we do manage to break down below this red line here, this first one, that will bring us back down to around the $10,000 level, and that would be pretty bad. However, it's just part of this overall cycle that we've been watching. These downward moves have been pretty freaking fast and bad. Actually, let me zoom out here a little bit more. Is there any support levels that actually show up during this time? Yeah. A little bit. We managed to break out. These usually aren't the toughest of things because there's so many pivots we've had over the past few years. But that next big support level is around 10,687 or so. Let me see if I go over here very fast. Let me try two things. That one's a little bit different. That's still around 10,640 though. Okay, so that's not too bad. All right, now let me go over here and let me try one more out. That one honored that one and that one, but not this one. That one sounds good. It looks like COVID low is the way to go right now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, not too bad, but what I would focus on is looking at this overall trend. We may be able to break it. That'd be awesome, but right now we're just getting knocked back down, unfortunately. There we go. All right. And then, Michael, nice effects with your transitions now. I know I've been looking at doing more stuff with the channel, but I've just been so swamped with a bunch of different stuff, so I haven't had the opportunity. So I ended up just paying for it, and I was like, oh, it's pretty nice, simple. It even has a little swooshy sound or something like that. But I have to remind myself to not talk during the swoosh sound, otherwise the sound kind of cuts out for a second. So listen to me talk, and I'll just talk. Hey, everybody, look at Bitcoin's prices doing some awesome stuff. And you might have heard a little swoosh there. Normally, I just talk, pause, and then I keep on talking, right? Makes life a lot easier this way. Let's see. No worries, Rodriguez. And hey, D's, happy to see you. And hey, No Tacos No Life, happy to see you back. My gosh, there's so much spam on here these days. Hold on one second here. There we go. All right. Let's see what's going on here. But yeah, right now we're still going choppy, which kind of sucks, but I'll take choppiness over going down, everybody, because over the next today's Tuesday. Tomorrow, So today's candle and tomorrow's candle are going to be very crucial. We're going to have a large move coming up before a large upward move before the weekend, or we're going to be going back down to like $16,000. Excuse me. More precisely, this low that we have over here. Excuse me, around $16,020 if you're going off of Tether. Okay, but I'm hopeful that we can break out. I want to see us break out above this 17,622 level. This is not going to just be some little small thing. It may appear small coming up here, but if we do manage to break out, it should be a very robust boom where you're seeing altcoins up 10 to 15% for the day and Bitcoin up like 3 to 4% for the day. That's the type of move that's going to be needed if we want to break out above the 17,622 level. If it's like a very mild move above it, I wouldn't be surprised if we pump up and test it out for, you know, uh, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we just get knocked back down hard. That's the type of move I'm afraid of. So just be careful if it looks kind of like sluggish moving up here or during the breakout itself. That's where I'm going to be watching pretty closely. However, look at the 4-hour chart. We're getting closer and closer to a death cross here. That also means on the other side, if you're a bear and you're a whale and you want to bring the market down, you're going to try to stop this death cross from occurring by knocking us down and causing us to break out either today or tomorrow for the day candles. Let's see. And hey, Urban Ape, it's time to buy some puts. What do you call? Depending on what you like, yeah, it's mostly puts right now. The plays that I've talked to you guys about today, primarily on Apple and yesterday on Apple and the day before on Apple, they were all mostly put type of plays because we were seeing breakdowns. And you can see the news for Apple is not too good right now, yada yada yada. I I feel fine just doing day trading of puts and calls as I see fit. Over the last few days, though, since we ran up against that large resistance level for both the Nasdaq and the SPY, um, I felt more inclined to buy puts just because that's the way the trend kind of moves. Why would I try to fight that trend when no big news is going to help me break out? The only news that's going to break the Nasdaq and the SPY out of those are going to be again Jerome Powell and CPI data, inflation data. That's the only thing that's going to break us out here. And even if we break out, I think in the scheme of things, it'll be a multi-week bear trap that really just like gets a lot of people at the end of the day. Because I do think the economy is going to be worse. You go over to CNBC, they're not talking too much about it. Oh, maybe they are now. Here's what American top CEOs are saying about a possible recession in 2023. I don't really care what the CEOs have to say because they're all kind of saying, oh, it could be bad. We're getting prepared either way because they're talking to shareholders. But let's see. Where is it? Yeah, Jamie Dimon says inflation eroding consumer wealth may cause a recession next year. Basically, people are running out of money. Um, People are running out of money. They can only put so much of their spending on credit cards and take out their savings before they either run out of credit card. What do you call it? You don't have any more. You don't have any more of a balance. I guess it is. You run out of availability for a credit card. There's a proper way to say that. I'm just spacing out. Or you're gonna run out of savings first. Credit, running out of credit. Your credit line is low. One of those two things is gonna happen, or both. And when that happens, people just are not going to be able to spend as freely as they once were. There are a lot of people out there who have been doing a decent job of just saving and growing their balances, but most Americans are burning through savings and just racking up debt. That's going to be horrible during the next financial crisis, right? Or not during next year during a recession, because if, like, let's say you're just an average Joe out there, maybe in Seattle, and you make what's 15 times 160? Let's not even worry about taxes. $2,400 a month working minimum wage, but you got $2,400, right? 2,400. There we go. And then after that, your rent is probably going to be, let's say you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend and you're not going to be like going crazy with the rent. Maybe your share of the rent is going to be something like, I try not to go high. Let me just say something like $700 or so. All right. And then after that, you got your, $200 for food. Okay, I'm just gonna stop drawing. But basically, with all those expenses that add up for people in the city and even in rural areas as well, when you lose your job, and all of a sudden your unemployment is only going to be paying you like maybe $1,500 a month, all of a sudden you have to really penny pinch and you can't pay off that debt. You have no more credit to draw on. You have no more savings to rely upon. So it's a hard stop in all your finances. And when you physically don't have any money or credit to buy a product, there's nothing that person is going to be doing for the economy whatsoever. Maybe buying gas. That's really it. So there's a big concern right there, as you guys know. But yeah, I strongly believe there's going to be a really bad a recession. I won't say really bad. Privately, I'll say really bad, but I don't have enough like facts out there to say I think it'll be like that, like really really bad. So I'm just gonna go with the forecast of a mild recession. Um, and I hope I'm wrong about there being a bad recession, but I'm not an economist. I'm a technical guy. So even if I said that I think there was a bad recession, take it with a grain of salt. And hey, we're happy to see you back. Look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla. Today actually Tesla didn't do too bad, but yesterday Tesla was bleh. I got hit hard. It was a good options trade if you guys wanted to take it. There we go. All right. So we've been talking about Tesla for a while. I want you guys to look at the monthly chart. Just look at this in perspective. Okay, this thing could come down a lot. It could come down a lot. Now, it's currently heading for that 50-month moving average. I just want to let you guys know this because it's going to be very hard for me to show a whole bunch of stuff in this chart because Tesla is wild, kind of like a crypto chart. But, you know, this month for Tesla, it's all about holding about $180. It's all about like 179.83. That's the whole goal for this month for Tesla. Hold that level and you're good. Break that level. And you're going back down to 128, 150. It could be a disaster, okay? Now, going over here to the weekly chart, you can see we've actually here we haven't closed down below it. It looks like, but I wouldn't even be mad if we did because I think it's more of a monthly thing. But we need to desperately hold this, and I would even say breaking down below the weekly chart would be a red flag as well here. Now, for me personally, because we're kind of at the support level, even though the market's kind of having a little bit of a tissy fit, I would be more inclined to buy some short-term 1 to 2 day calls for a balance play here. Let's go check out the daily chart here. You can see we're close. On the daily chart, it's showing that we've actually broken down below it multiple times. 1, 2, right? 3 times if you want to consider us closing down below it. But here, you could buy right now and hold for a few days. Probably going to be expirations that expire next Friday. If you guys buy calls, this is just general talk, that expire next Friday or the Friday after that, I'd probably say buy calls expire next Friday. And then if you guys feel like that you find a support level that's working out for you, scale some out if it breaks out or something like that, especially for Tesla with you. But maybe leave some on the table to see what happens with Jerome Powell, because if Jerome Powell comes out with good news and CPI numbers are good, you could see Tesla pop all the way back up here to 220 for a massive return on those options. Okay, that's with any option though, but right now Tesla also has an opportunity for a breakout here. So since we're in this larger, this is why I didn't want to zoom out before. Since we're kind of in this larger support zone right here, I'd be okay with buying some. Primarily, you guys know I'm a much more conservative trader, so I would personally just wait for the breakout. That's just me. Otherwise, I might be just buying for more for next week. You can see we had that small breakdown. This is more of a day traders thing that we've talked about before, right? Breakdown. This is a breakdown right here. This is a pre-market breakdown. You don't trade pre-market breakdowns. You just physically can't trade options during that time frame. But yeah, basically breakdown right here. Kept on coming down. Didn't find support right here, which kind of sucks, but you're finding resistance. So maybe if it's able to pop back above here, you could have a little bit of an entry position. I would even say, if you zoom out a little bit, entry down here, open up a larger position on the breakout. That way you're not overexposing yourself too much because Tesla calls historically are just very, very expensive. As far as options are concerned, if it's at 179 right now, maybe a 185, me, probably 190 to 195. Options that expire next Friday. If you want to play it safer, go with 185 or even 180, but I'd say 190 is fine for me. And then you try to wait to see what happens next week. Kind of a shoulder, head and shoulder play that could work out there as well, but I'd be more hesitant on that one. Since we did find a little bit of a bottom today, if it does break down below this, you may actually open up another day trade here, but it'd be another day trade because you have that support level right down here for the next one. But yeah, I think the moment for Tesla is pretty important. So I don't think it'll necessarily crash and burn before we have this CPI data and stuff come out. So I'd be hoping for a bounce on a lot of these assets over the next few days. I mean, we kind of have to at this point. We can't keep on having like multiple % down days unless we have some really bad news out there. And the news is a lot better than what we've been having over the past few months, right? When every other time we've kind of tested out those resistance levels. One more thing here. Is there... We can go to the 4-hour chart here. Is there anything else? Not really. Oh, if it does break out, I would just say watch out for that one right there. But you should be fine. Yeah. Careful with it, but it looks like a solid play right now. And then Michael, credit limit. Yeah, there you go. Appreciate it. Let's see. And hey, Crypto Link. Yeah, let me see. See. Yeah, no worries, Elmer. Happy to help you out. I mean, we're hitting that support level as far as the stock market is concerned. Maybe a bounce off of the support limit for stocks means that Bitcoin can break above 17,622, or it just means that we go sideways here, which kind of sucks, but we'll have to live with it. I'm assuming you're talking about Link, the coin, and not Link, the company. So as far as Link is concerned, we just had that death cross here on the weekly. You can see it that same week we just kind of crashed, unfortunately. But daily chart had a false golden cross. You could see right here, not between the 50 and the 200, which I guess is the most powerful. This has just been a huge zone buy, hasn't it? Because guys, these are the May, June lows. Even with FTX, we didn't break those lows, so it's been more sideways here. There you go there. Okay. So you got your two support and resistance zones right there. I'd be more inclined just to buy down here or short up here, or buy sell depending on how you want to look at it. But let me get those out of the way because they're kind of messy. We're making new lows as of next week. There's not really much good news here, is there? The pivot zones didn't even work here. Maybe if I adjust them for log, maybe they will. Worked a little bit better. You might be able to buy if we have a bounce off of a few things. A couple of these moving averages, which is going to be much more difficult to play the bounce off of. Or maybe a pivot point around here, around $6.84. I'd probably just wait for $6.84 personally. But if we go over here to the 4-hour chart, let me show you something. There's going to be a breakout opportunity for you there. This downtrend really isn't what you want to see right now. You can see how it's like kind of more open instead of like closed. So you're not really seeing the support there to kind of make it look pretty. It's been a while since it broke down, I guess you could say a couple days, right? So if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, that breakdown right there, breakdown. Just broke down again if you go off of that one. I would say, yeah, I would probably be okay buying this around 685 for a short-term bounce, but I'd be careful with it right now. You just saw for your first death cross on the 4-hour chart. You can see another death cross happening later on tomorrow. Unless you see something really positive on the daily chart where the 50 crosses over, or maybe we pop up a little more, I'd be more skeptical about getting into this one for like a longer term trade. Yeah, it just started the breakdown process here. If it comes to either 684 or 658, I'd be happy to buy primarily because of what's been going on with Jerome Powell and inflation again. I think inflation should be okay the next week. Let's hope I'm right. I don't even know, but it's a guess. Um, that could lead you to have some sort of double top here, even if things get bad, and that'd be a nice short term play. That's how I view it right now. But I would say be careful with this one. It's not going in the trend you would want it to be in to have a nice little buy position, unless it starts to pivot here again at 684 or 557 or 657. Excuse me. How's the dollar looking? Moving back up, but the dollar index here pretty soon has to break out as well. And we have a few more days for us to test it out. That kind of leads us right into CPI data too. And hey, Tony, Bitcoin jacked the price up so much, 20K in the machine right now. Oh, Bitcoin ATMs. What do you call it? I don't know. It makes me feel like when I'm in Vegas and they charge me a lot of money, I usually sit at the Palazzo when I'm in Vegas. And the Palazzo ATM fee is like $20. It's absolutely ludicrous. It just makes you want to hold wads of cash in your hand, which I don't like to do in Vegas, right? All right, but okay, everybody, I'm gonna call it a night. I still got a little bit of a headache here, and I'm kind of stressed out about a whole bunch of other stuff going on as far as just like time management. But me and Loki are gonna go outside for a little bit of a walk, and then I'm gonna go say hi to my sister because my sister found out she's going to South Korea later on this year for a school trip, and she is absolutely excited about it. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have a member stream from about 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. It'll be shorter, but if you guys have any questions, we'll be ramping those out with some good technical analysis.